Hello everyone, I'm Zhou from SIGCHI Lab, presenting our work, The Effect of Text Spacings in On-the-go Reading Using Optical See-Through Head-Mounted Displays, or we call it OHMD. This work was done with my co-authors Katherine, Fennedy, Felicia, Fang-Yi, Shengdong, Zhao, and Yurui, Shao. Nowadays, reading on mobile phones while working has become a common activity. However, the hands-down posture can reduce situational awareness and increase accident risk. One solution is to use OHMDs because its hands-up and hand-free capabilities are especially useful for on-the-go situations. Imagine you are working in a shopping mall and you are reading text on the OHMD at the same time. What does it feel like? As you can see, there is a trade-off between OHMD reading and navigation performance while working. Display only a few words here already presents a challenge to balance these different needs. If we have a huge amount of text, such as news or email, how should we display them to allow the best reading and working performance? Obviously, covering all text is not a good approach as it blocks the environment. Can we leave some space? There are two different approaches. Approach 1, we can place the text at a particular location on the screen and leave empty space for users to look at the environment. According to previous research, they found that the bottom center and the middle right positions were most suitable for OHMD mobile reading. Approach 2, we can leave gaps between text, in other words, applying text spacing strategy. We focus on two types of text spacing, interword and interline spacing, as they guard eye movements and assist in reading performance. Which approach is better? We are motivated to explore whether and how space within the text body can be further adjusted to effectively balance the trade-off between OHMD mobile reading needs and the user's environmental awareness. To find out, we conducted 3 studies. In Study 1, we explored the possibility of applying text spacing for OHMD mobile reading. This is also to identify all design factors to be used in the following studies. Then we investigate how interword or interline spacing affects OHMD mobile reading. In Study 2, we also identified the optimal text spacing interface, which is further to be used in Study 3 to combine with 2 position-based methods. We designed 2 navigation tasks, simple and conflict, to simulate different real-world OHMD mobile reading scenarios. For the simple task, they were asked to read text on OHMD while working. They also need to read and follow the navigation signs as they passed by them. For the conflict task, the difference was there were 2 navigation signs placed to the left and the right of the participant, and they were required to follow the direction signs to determine which one to read. All our studies used the same 4 groups of measurements: OHMD reading performance, navigation performance, task switch performance, and subjective measurements. We begin our exploration by conducting Study 1. In Study 1, we tested 4 spacing arrangements in 15 pixel increment that applied equally in both interword and interline spacing. W means interword spacing, while L means interline spacing. 0 means default or no additional spacing. We answer these research questions. Does increased text spacing is better support OHMD reading than default spacing? If increased text spacing is beneficial, what is the acceptable spacing range? Study 1 showed that increased text spacing outperforms default spacing in all measurements. There is an acceptable spacing range of 0 to 100 pixels. In Study 2, we used a within subject design with 3 interword spacing levels, W0, W15, W100, and 3 interline spacing levels, L0, L15, and L100, which results in 9 conditions per participant. We explore the effects of interword spacing and interline spacing and their potential interactions. We found that the effects of interline and interword spacing are not equal. Interline spacing could significantly improve OHMD reading performance in all measurements. while interword spacing reduces OHMD reading speed and have no effect on all other measurements. We also found that there is no interaction effect between interline and interword spacing. We recommended W0 L100 as our optimal spacing interface as it facilitated both reading and working performance. Then we conducted a study to compare our optimal text spacing strategy W0 L100 with true position-based methods to see if it could outperform them. We found that our text spacing interface is better than these two position methods in all measurements. Here is a video to show the difference between these three display methods in a real-life scenario. Overall, our findings show that the default spacing is suboptimal and increased spacing improves OHMD mobile reading. However, not all spacings are equal. The improvements is largely due to increased interline spacing rather than interword spacing. Why interline spacing is much better than interword spacing? We concluded three possible reasons. Increasing interline spacing causes fewer air movement cost, facilitate more environmental awareness, and faster visual search than interword spacing. For more details, please read our paper. Thank you.